That is chicken. It looks yummy, and it is. This is an oven-baked Parmesan chicken dinner with roasted veggies. Yummy. Let's get into it right now. So of course we'll get our veggies done first. I've got about 1/3 of a package of sliced mushrooms. Some leftover asparagus. It's not much, but that's what we had left over that we could use. Half a container of cherry tomatoes. And 2 peppers. So we're going to start slicing the peppers. There's our yellow. We're going to cut all that up, and then we'll get it in the sink. We're going to give it a wash and get all the seeds out. Next up, the red, the same idea. And we'll get them in the sink, give them a wash. Now we're going to chunk all the veggies into bite-sized pieces. You want to do strips, do strips. You want to do them bigger chunks than what I did? Absolutely. That looks good. Let's get into the container. We got enough room, I think, with the mushrooms. Oops. There we go. Get back in there. And there, we'll put that aside. Now, next up is our chicken. These are boneless, skinless chicken thighs. 4 pieces. I'm going to cut them up into 2 pieces each, just to make them easier. You know, if you want a little bit of an even piece of chicken to cook. So I also pulled out a chicken breast. Slice her down the middle. Trying to determine roughly, I want them the same size as the thighs. I think cutting this into 6 works out quite well. Pretty close in size. That way they should all cook about the same time. Now into the food processor. This is a half a sleeve of saltines. And we're going to crush these up. Just like that. Now hopefully I've got at least a half a cup. Although, having done it, I probably would have put in another handful of crackers. Now we need a pan for our chicken. This is a removable rack. Some parchment paper on it to catch the drippings. We'll put it aside for now because we're going to put all our veggies together. Now this looks like I'm trying to be super neat, and I kind of am. I'm also trying to make sure that all this will fit. So it looks pretty good. All our veggies. Now we're going to dump them into a bowl. If you want to avoid this step, you could probably just, if you've got a spray bottle with oil, you could do it that way. I didn't. So this is a tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to throw in some salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic powder to taste, of course, and mix all that around. The idea here is just enough to coat the veggies. Doesn't have to be a lot. That's why it was only a tablespoon. Back onto our pan. Just like that. Now, of course, they're all mixed up, but that's okay. Spread out a bit because they're going in the oven at 400. But first off, we're going to get the chicken ready. So here's our rack for the chicken. We're going to push that aside. And we've got 3 pans we're going to use. Pan number 1, that is flour. About, I think I put in, well, I think I'd be in closer to a 3/4 of a cup of flour, some salt, pepper, teaspoon-ish to your taste, And we're going to mix that around. Looks good. Next pan. That is 1 good teaspoon of minced garlic, and it's supposed to be 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. Kind of seemed like a lot. It wasn't. With that I put in, I probably could have used a little bit more. It worked out though. I just managed to stretch it out. Pan number 3, that is about 1/2 cup of crackers that we crushed up in the food processor, and a good handful of Parmesan cheese, about 1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. And now we're going to combine all that. If anything, we're going to have fun dunking the chicken and all this stuff. Okay, so this is how much Parmesan, shredded Parmesan, we've got left, and we're going to use that later. Here's what we do with our chicken: flour, garlic, crackers. And there's the finished product. We just do that a few times till we've covered everything. And you can see the oil and garlic, there was hardly anything left. Crackers, almost nothing, a little bit of flour, but that's it. There we go. We got them all covered. And that's 15 pieces going to the oven at 400. Alright, 15 minutes later, here's our veggies. Let's get them into the oven and pull our chicken out because it's not ready yet. But we want to put some cheese on top and make sure that they're just not sticking to that rack. You know, I probably should have turned them over, but I didn't. And while I pulled them out, I thought, you know what? What goes better with chicken than cheese and honey? My buddy Al's honey. We're going to try a few pieces with honey drizzled on it. Although in hindsight, I think I should have waited till the chicken was cooked, put it on, and just kind of let it ooze out at the very end. But hey, this way still worked too. It was tasty. All right, so now the rest of the cheese goes on our chicken. And you just want a little handful for each. There's about 1.5 cups of parm left, so that's about what we're going to put on our chicken. Just enough to cover it all up. Yummy, doesn't that look good? All right. Back into the oven, it's going to go for at least another 10 minutes, probably closer to 15. And when it comes out, there you go. See how all the honeys basically drop down onto the parchment sheet. Thank God I've got it. But it looks good. It's all nice and cooked. We're going to get this on a platter and pull out our roasted veggies. So we've got lots of pieces. If you have a smaller crew you're making it for, you know, a couple people, go easier on the chicken. That's it. You don't need 15. I mean, you could do half that amount. You know, 3 or 4 chicken thighs will work wonders. So that's good. We'll get that all cleaned up. There's our chicken. Doesn't that look good with all the cheese? And these are the ones without the honey. But they look absolutely phenomenal. Here's our roasted veggies. They look good. I probably could have kept them in for maybe another 10 minutes to get, if you like that real crispy roasted veggie. And here they are on a plate. Does that not look good? It is yummy. I hope you enjoyed this. Hey, another great recipe. I hope you'll give it a try. Leave me a comment below, one way or the other. Listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell because that'll tell you the next time I upload a video. Feel free to share this and any of my other videos. And thanks for stopping by and watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.